Hey everybody out there, it is Jason from veganproject.net, and I'm here to give you a update on, more like a wrap-up, on the 21-day vegan challenge that Betsy and I did for veganproject.net. The challenge is now completed, and successfully, I might add, and it is the day after the 3-week period has ended. And I'm sitting here with a milkshake and a side of beef. Actually, I'm kidding. Actually, I'm sitting here with a drink. Yes, this is a vegan-friendly drink. By the way, if you go to a certain coffee place and you're not sure what to order, go over to veganproject.net, and there is an article up there that I wrote about what are some vegan-friendly options to have at that particular place that I frequent almost daily. Actually, I think it is pretty much daily. I could probably buy a car if I would cut my habit down a little bit. Anyway, I'm in a good mood and I'm feeling great. The 3 weeks has passed. I'm not dead. You know, I kind of thought I was going to be dead. You know, no meat equals no protein, as we all know, and whatever. Anyway, just some of the nonsense you hear out there. The 3 weeks, I'll just do a recap. The 3 weeks have been incredibly easy, incredibly great. Like I had said previously in another video, I think even my article, that, and I know Betsy was the same way, that initially there's sort of like just this cloud or this, you know, being overwhelmed by what's vegan, what isn't vegan, what do you do? Is it just salad? I mean, just stuff. And, you know, you got to do your research. And I noticed over the 3 weeks, you know, what was sort of challenging initially just became second nature, really. You know, it's like now I go into the grocery store and I kind of know what I'm getting. I mean, the first boy, that first shopping trip was a disaster. What did I spend? I put in an article. It was something ridiculous for what I thought was going to be a couple meals and didn't even get everything right. I had no clue what I was doing. You know, I'm a single guy, and I tend to, you know, before this challenge, I'll get to that in a minute, so that's another side benefit, I tend to eat out a lot, and whether it's a restaurant or fast food or whatever, I just wasn't cooking too much, and if I cooked it, you know, I can cook, I know how, it's just a process, and I get busy, especially when I have my kids. You know, there's just extra mouths to feed and stuff to do, and it's just me. So a lot of times I take the easy way out, and you know, I'd go and just buy some food, and that's not the cheapest way to live. And I actually, it's weird. I found so over the 3 weeks, I've been basically cooking because you know I was like, where can I eat? I don't even know. There's just, even in food you would think would be fine. It's like, no, we saute that in butter and pig fat, and it's like, why? It was just a vegetable. You know, it's like you're just murdering it. So you know, I just didn't want to deal with it. I know. I forgot which article it is that Betsy had talked about, that she had, and even on her Instagram, that she had went out to eat and, you know, she ran into some problems. And there's one in particular where a restaurant labeled a thing as vegan, and it was just like cheese and stuff all in it. And it's like, no. I didn't want to really deal with that. So I wanted to get back to trying to cook a little more and eat at home. And it was kind of interesting because I found, you know, normally people think going organic and healthy is going to be dramatically more expensive than they're doing now. Well, yes, if you feed yourself $3 menu items a day and that is your diet, then yeah, eating anything differently is going to be dramatically different. First of all, you're not even getting food. You're getting 3 crappy items that isn't giving you all your nutrients. You're deficient on more levels than you even realize, and it will catch up to you. But for me, what I found was, yes, eating organic, a vegan lifestyle can be a little more expensive. Again, it's like anything else. It's like if you went out to a restaurant, you could go to, you know, a good restaurant and you spend a couple $100s or more per person, or you could go to a dollar menu place. I mean, so, you know, you've got a range. Same thing with eating healthy. You've got a range. I found the my lentil stew that I just completely hacked off of Betsy's recipe and made it into sort of manlicious, if I could say. Um, Although my girls like it. Well, I make it with more broth for them. They love the broth. But I found that that recipe in particular was very, very cheap. And so what I was finding was as I was cooking at home and just eating at home and just, simple stuff, simple ingredients, there wasn't a long list. I had to sit there and read for an hour on the food label. I found my costs actually probably went down, I would say, because I know before, I remember a day, oh God, I'm getting old, aren't I remember a day when I walked in the snow barefoot to school, 75 miles, I don't know, whatever Grandpa used to say. But anyway, I remember when I swear it's just not me, but I remember fast food used to be really cheap. Like, you were just a big discount. And I think it's kind of like the Vegas buffets. There used to be, and not this video is going all off rails, but there used to be a day in Vegas where the buffets used to be like $1, $2. I mean, just whatever. Now you go and it's like $20 buffets, and there's some deals out there. But I think fast food has had the same effect. In our minds, it is saying cheap, 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 cheap. But it's not. First of all, forget the nutritional aspect, which is just like an atomic bomb to your system. I find it is not cheaper than just cooking myself, even something quick, putting something there, like some tofu lettuce wraps or something like that, that is absolutely amazing. When I used to go to P.F. Chang's or Pei Wei or something like that, I'd always get the lettuce wraps. They have the chicken and the vegetables and stuff. I can simulate that with tofu, and it's just as good, and it's really cheap. But on the fast food thing, I know when I used to go to whatever, insert place here, and get the number, whatever, and yeah, I'd like the large size, please, because I'd like to die a little faster. It'd be like $10. How the heck is that cheap? And it's, if I take the three of us to, I was finding, to say lunch, $21, $22, $23, and then I come back for, say, a dinner, $20, $25, whatever. And, it's like, man, I just went to fast food, which is, this is really bad. I went to fast food like twice in a day for a meal, lunch and a dinner. And it was like $40, $45, $50 spent. And, it's like, so when I started cooking again and not buying like the stuff that's already cooked, but just making my own things, I found that, and keeping the simple recipes, I found that things were cheaper. Simple recipes is definitely the key. Because if you get some of those recipes out there that have these ingredients, like you can use once, but you're going to spend $10 on or something, your price goes way up. Let me tell you a quick recap about how this came to place. And it's an important thing about the vegan lifestyle. I think it's really interesting. Last year, I had completed a run where I dropped some weight. I don't know, what was it, 60 pounds? I forget, something like that. Not a big deal. But towards the end of the year, I thought, you know what, I'm just going to enjoy the holidays. I had a thing in my mind where I said, every year I'm going to eat like a pig during the holidays. And I know that no matter how much weight I gain, I'll probably be able to get it off fairly quickly. And because I was associating food with happiness, a lot of us tend to do that. And that's really not a good thing to do. Or get happy about different types of food. Get happy about your cucumbers, your hummus, your different types of healthy whole foods. And then I don't really think there's anything wrong with that because you're not damaging yourself. You're getting more nutrients in that are good for you. But, so at the end of last year, I went ahead and ate like a pig. I mean, I left no cookie uneaten. It's like, oh, pie, okay. I guess I got some room for that. And then the weather started getting a little colder here, and I started relaxing from my hiking. So I gained some weight, started gaining weight back. and I could kind of feel it. And then toward the end of the year, I could really feel it. And it wasn't just the weight. It wasn't like, oh, I gained 75 pounds or anything like that. But I just felt that my body was not operating properly like it was up to that point. And then in the start of the year, I went to Boston because I'd never been to Boston, and I always wanted to go there. And at the time, you know, I was eating meat and whatever, and I found like the best place for fish and chips ever. It's the Druid up in Cambridge, and you know, but I was on vacation for a few. So I ate whatever I wanted. Didn't matter. You know, whatever. Cheesecake for breakfast. Woo. I actually didn't have cheesecake for breakfast. I'm just saying. That's sort of my attitude on vacation. Whatever. And you know, I really felt it after that, and I felt like my body had become more toxic, and I felt more sluggish. I was getting all those things back, and you know, and then that led to a conversation. I actually started talking with Betsy a little bit, because if you don't know, you can actually go on the site and read her about me. She's in back in school for holistic healing and all that stuff, and it's really good information over there. I was really surprised. And so she's doing a fantastic job with her. So she's talking to me about a couple things, and I really was like, you know, I need to kind of do something. And I stepped on the scale, and I gained like 8 pounds. Okay, it's not the end of the world. It's 8 pounds. You know, I'm a guy, whatever. I mean, I still got more to lose and whatever, so I was kind of like, you know, okay. And having come from losing all that weight, there was part of me that was like, oh my God, you're going to end up back over there again. And that kind of freaked me out a little bit, because no. But we were talking about a change, and then we started talking about, you know, plant-based diets and stuff. And then I forgot which documentary started it off, and I had seen some before, and we were just conversating about that. And this whole idea of a 21-day challenge came to being, and that's where veganproject.net was born, to sort of document all this, because we realized that there was a little bit of confusion and a lot of data. It's like, I just want to eat differently. I just want to eat better. But there's too much information out there. There's too much just whatever, especially when you're talking about a lifestyle you're not familiar with. For example, I didn't even realize honey was non-vegan. I could not understand why it wouldn't be vegan. So I kind of learned that one too. And if you're sitting there thinking, what, honey's not vegan? You can go online and look at it. I think it's a hot topic. Some more ethical vegans will totally stay away from honey. Dietary vegans will probably pick and choose. I don't have it just because I really don't care about honey. I use agave and all that. But anyway, let me get back to this and wrap it up a little more quickly. So I was 8 pounds overweight. Sorry, I wish. 8 pounds over. I gained 8 pounds. You know, whatever. So, I think being 8 pounds overweight is actually not really a bad deal. So I had gained 8 pounds back, but more importantly, because I'm not one anymore to fuss at the scale or whatever, you know, I just listen to my body. You know, how you feel today. And I was feeling toxic, I was feeling sluggish, I was feeling big and bloated and full and whatever. And I tried to work out a little bit at the start of the year, and just wasn't feeling it. You know, I really grew into loving exploring, loving hiking, loving scrambling. I could even, you know, run, jog, walk outside. And over the year, as the last year progressed, I hated indoor exercise. It was just boring beyond belief. And I found I had a lot of trouble doing it. And so I tried a little bit at the start of the year, and I just couldn't really do it. I was like, you know, I'm going to have to wait till the weather changes a little bit, get back into hiking, and I'll do that. But then I had an idea. I was thinking, what would happen, because I really wanted to see the changes of a vegan lifestyle. Like, what's it going to do for me? I really want to know. I knew that I didn't want to really eat meat much, if not at all, again, because of all the things I've seen. It's just, it's almost like the Matrix. You almost don't want to unplug. Once you unplug and start looking at stuff, um, you know, you may still eat it, but that's your food addictions kicking in right there, because there is some seriously nasty stuff. Now, I will say, in fairness, first of all, let me also point out that I'm not somebody that gets down on other people for their lifestyle. So if you're eating meat, whatever, it's your business, it's your body. I don't really care. There's a better way, and hopefully you'll figure that one out. But if not, whatever. You know, it's like we all got our thing. My main thing is trying to get people educated a little bit to understand that the meat and stuff they're eating isn't the same stuff that your parents ate, isn't the same stuff your grandparents ate. Our food supply isn't the same. It's just, you know, a decade ago or so. If you're fine with that, that's cool. I'm all about, you know, trying to get towards transparency, and I realize I'm going off totally on a tangent here. I was about to get into GMO stuff, but let me back up. So I wanted to see what this lifestyle would do for me overall. So what I decided to do was not work out. Which I don't, by the way, I don't recommend never working out or doing. You got to be active somehow. Somehow, so walk the dog if that's all you want to do or you can do or whatever. Do some jumping jacks or something. But I was curious about weight and lifestyle, and some of my thoughts were that, you know, maybe it's dairy causing some weight gain or not losing weight, because then I'd work out hard. You know, a couple hours in a day, and I, you know, was plateaued and I wasn't losing any weight. I had like a series of a few months where I would literally like work out 10, 11 hours in a week. But I wasn't seeing, I was feeling fine, but I wasn't seeing scale weight drop. And then eventually I just threw out the scales. Like, I don't even care. So before the vegan challenge started, I stopped working out. Wasn't really that hard to do because I wasn't really doing it at that point anyway. Then what I also did was start getting into the vegan lifestyle. So I started cutting back dairy and you know, which milk and eggs and stuff and cheese and beef and on the meat side, and getting prepared because I had no idea. You know, I figured it was going to be something super dramatic, really hard. I expected I could do anything for a few days or so, but I really expected like first week I was like pizza time or something. So I wanted to see kind of what would happen, and as it progressed, I started feeling better. Last week, the last week of the challenge, I did very well. And I felt well. I did the 3-day juice challenge, which took up a bulk of my week. And that information is over on veganproject.net in the juicing section. And there's some videos on that. And I did lost some weight on that as well. So, you know, with the combination of a vegan lifestyle, 3 days of which were juicing, and no exercise, and by the way, I feel like I have to point this out. When I say vegan lifestyle, okay, maybe this is not the best example, but I'm not talking about an unhealthy one. Granted, I just had a coffee that probably is not healthy. I don't consider that healthy. That's my one indulgence. But I'm not talking about eating something just because it's vegan, because I believe it's Oreos. I think Betsy told me Nutter Butters were vegan too. I don't know. So it's vegan because it's just processed crap. And by the way, nothing against Oreos. Go have an Oreo if you want an Oreo. But if you were to gorge on that stuff, you're going to gain weight. You're going to feel like junk and whatever. I did not do that. I had, you know, my lettuce wraps, my lentil stew. Lentil stew I had tons of, just because I love it, and I just kept adding so much stuff. It's like it's got everything I want in one bowl. You know, I had my good cereals, I had my fresh fruits, produce, hummus, the banana ice cream. So I wasn't doing unhealthy stuff. So by just doing that, As of this morning, I weighed myself. I lost the 8 pounds. So about a month. I say a month. I mean, the challenge was 3 weeks, but I did start about a week, week and a half, maybe 2 tops, preparing a little bit. So somewhere around a month, 5 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks. I lost the 8 pounds. So there it goes. Boom, gone. You know, all those months, not all those, but yeah, a few months of just garbage, you know, wiped away. And that I found that very interesting because then I started thinking, well, if I was working out constantly like I used to, I wonder if I might have, you know, lost a little bit more. But I reached a point, for me anyway, and you might be different depending on if you are trying to lose weight and what weight level you're at. I found I'm content with, you know, a few pounds a month, 4 pounds. That's cool. Whatever. I'm more interested in lifestyle. I'm more interested in sustainability. When I was heavier, yeah, I was like, I've got to make a big move really quick to get the ball going, and I kind of did that. But at some point, you just got to realize you've got to be comfortable with yourself. You've got to love yourself, and you've got to not let outside influences affect decisions. Like you're going to run out and do surgery just because it might be quick or whatever, because you're not fixing the internal issues. Unless your doctor said, you know, you're going to die tomorrow if you don't. But anyway, I've just found it interesting. I'm like, all I did was change what I eat, not how much. I mean, I was logging my food, by the way. And my calorie total was at what my calorie total was before. When I was losing weight and working out, I had decided to try to readjust my metabolism for a little bit higher intake. Let me back up real quick. I promise this is going to end in a minute. When I was eating all junky, my intake was really high because it was all just junk, thousand calories of junk. When I went to lose weight, I did sort of a drastic cut, like 1,500 calories, which for a guy, I don't really recommend that stuff. It would be like a woman doing 1,200. I don't know what's with this 1,200 number. Eat, you know, your body, but eat good stuff. Feed your body; it'll take care of itself. But I did the 1,500, and yeah, of course I lost weight. My body's metabolism's like I'm up here, thinking it's up here, and you know I'm like down here, but eventually it comes together. And I hit a plateau, and it was like if I ate over the 1,500 calories, and I'll just try to simplify this, my body was kind of like, oh, I've got an excess now, which is stupid. It's only 1,500 calories. So I decided to try sort of a metabolic reset of sorts, and it was hard because I was in the process of trying to lose weight, and when you're trying to lose weight, the thing that you fear most is stepping on that scale and seeing any weight gain, even an ounce. I mean, it could be devastating. But I just sucked it up, and I'm like, you know what? What I'm doing now is not sustainable. So I did some searching, looked at my daily energy expenditures, my age, all that stuff, and you know, blah blah blah, BMR and all that. And I just came up with the figure of 2,300 calories a day. And I started eating 2,300 calories a day, and this is mostly like meat, beef, chicken, some junk food, not much, but just a little bit, chocolate mainly. But 2,300 calories is what I shot up for, and I found that initially maybe I gained a pound, maybe 2, and then it went away. And then my body got used to that 2,300. So, but that was with working out, and I still wasn't like losing because I had already started hitting my plateau at that point. So when I did the vegan challenge, I said, okay, I'm not going to work out. Okay, I was working out before. I'm not going to work out, and I'm still going to shoot for about 2,300 calories a day. And at the end, with the lentil stew concoction I made, it actually was pretty simple to get up there. I mean, you know, have that a couple times, and I mean, it wasn't that much. It was like 500-600 calories, but it wasn't hard to get to 2,300. especially when you're adding all this stuff. I would have like 600 calories for breakfast. I really like when I can to get going with a good breakfast. So I was not working out. I kept my calories at 2,300, and the only deviation from that was the 3-day juice, which I do not know what my calories were. Obviously, they weren't 2,300. Who knows, though? I don't know. It was just tons and tons of produce going into that juicer. Check out that video if you want to see. I think it was day 1, maybe like 5, 6, 7 minutes into the video, I showed a huge bowl of produce that went into one juice. One juicing, I should say. And anyway, so keeping my calories up at my 2,300 and not working out, I lost the 8 pounds. About 5 was over the juicing, and you could say it was either because of the juicing or, because your body's, constantly adjusting. So, and I don't know. I mean, I've heard other even doctors say whatever you're doing, like right now, like diet-wise, is going to show up later, like in a week or 2 weeks. So the weight loss could be partially from the juice, or during that segment, partially from the juice, or it could be it all started catching up or whatever. But all I know is that I lost the weight. And I ate and ate. I was not full. Full. I was not full. I was not hungry. And I would edit that part out, but I'm lazy. So I wasn't hungry. I wasn't starving. I didn't have sort of ever that I can remember a feeling of I can't do this. I'm not going to make it. I need a steak or I need eggs or whatever. During my 3-day juice challenge, I had periods where I was craving just food in general, which is sort of natural. And I documented that in the videos. But the 3 weeks went extremely well, and I'm continuing on. That's one thing I did want to bring up, that veganproject.net is going to keep going, because one of the things I really sort of figured out, and is that we're having a lot of people are having trouble maybe adapting a different lifestyle because it's not convenient enough. I like to research. I like to read. I'm a creator and writer, designer. I also do programming, tech stuff, whatever. I'm a research hound as well. So I don't have a problem with spending 3 hours researching something before I make it to eat, or something like that. Or going to the supermarket, grabbing an item off of the shelf, seeing something I don't recognize, and then researching about it. And not just what is it, but what's the history of it. Most people are not like that, and they shouldn't be expected to be like that. So one of the things I want to continue doing on veganproject.net is to bring about an easier way to go vegan. And whether you're going to go completely lifestyle, that's just you from now on, or you're going to try a 21-day challenge. And by the way, I would just encourage you to give it a go. What's the worst that can happen? You quit in a day or 2 days or 3 days. You never know. I didn't think I could do it, and I did it, and honestly, it changed. It did change me. It made me see that I could do it. I could feel great. I had a lot of energy, still do, obviously. I could go hiking. I could do all the things. I have a lot of focus. Nothing negative happened. I feel better. I feel less toxic. I feel the weight lifted and gone. I don't feel as sluggish. So going forward, I want to keep figuring out things to put on the site that's going to help people ease their way into sort of veganism. Or even if they take part of that and they're just going like the vegetarian route, or some other mixture, flexitarian, or I don't know, there's too many terms. Just something that's like, get off of the crap, get off of the fast food. I guess if you want to indulge yourself every now and then, but I think a lot of people were just sort of like the cows at the pasture or something. I don't know. We're just sitting there, and we're just getting programmed to like go here, do this because we don't know any better, or it just seems easier. So I think the thing that we have to do is find an easy way to get sort of the vegan lifestyle done. And I kind of want to keep doing that. And before I forget, if you are part of the sort of blogosphere, you're vegan, or you're trying to get your start in that or something like that, and you want to write a guest post or do a guest video for a site, and you know what you're doing, you're intelligent and all that stuff, go ahead and contact me or Betsy, or if you don't know any of our information, too bad. I'm kidding. Go over to veganproject.net, and as of this recording, on the right sidebar there is our email. And if that ever changes, I'll put the contact info in the about pages for us. But I always welcome any additional stuff, whether it be tips or perhaps recipes or experiences, like if you did a 3-day juice or something like that, what did you find? If you're perhaps more along my lines, you're more of an investigator, or you have, especially if you like may have a journalism degree or something, or you don't need it, but it's like you want to get into like harder topics. It's something that I kind of want to bring to veganproject.net, and you want to dive deeper into certain things, and whether it's benefits of apples or GMO labeling or anything along those lines, I definitely would welcome it, and definitely get a hold of us and let's chat a little bit. So I'm going to end this in a minute. If you've watched this far, thank you very much. The challenge was successful. Bottom line is I'm still a vegan and not changing, don't have any plans to change. One thing I'm interested in is I plan to travel again this year. Not sure when or where. I'm probably trying to do 2 or 3 more trips this year. I like to travel when I can. Need a travel partner? I'm kidding. Anyway, I'm curious what it's going to be like to travel as a vegan. Because the last time I traveled, I went across the country flying to Boston and then back, of course. And I started thinking, like, if I was to take a longer trip, like if I go to Cali or something, it's not really a big deal. But if I fly across the country, I'm going to be up in an airplane for, 5-6 hours, and then the whole travel experience and connecting flights and all that. And I'm just wondering how that's going to be as a vegan. Like, so I'm thinking I'm going to have to pre-pack stuff. And this is something I want to research, but I thought it'd be a good idea for the site and whatever. And so I'm staying vegan not just for the health benefits and everything. I also lean a little more towards the ethical side than I did when I first started, because I realized a lot of things is just wrong, and a lot of problems we have seem to be because of the way sort of we're handling our food supply. There's a lot of good thought out there. And I really am wish we would evolve a little bit and stop holding on to things that do not work or are not good. If something failed, it failed. We got to keep progressing. And it seems like we spend a lot of resources, whether it be food, like a lot of corn that's grown, isn't even for us, but a lot of resources on livestock and stuff like that, and it doesn't seem to be proportionate. It's causing a lot of problems. So I would like to know more about that, and I continue to research, and so I'm leaning more towards that. When I started as really just thinking about dietary veganism. So you're not thinking too much about all the other aspects. It's just, okay, I'm not going to eat these things and go about my business. I'm not totally on the ethical side, meaning I didn't go rebuy all my clothes, and I'm not checking label. I mean, it's just a little bit too much at once, and I think that that's something that definitely you can work your way into as you see fit. But yeah, so I'm staying vegan because there's a lot of things that I'm very interested in, and I would also like to see more guys in the space, especially blogging or something, or just getting out there, because most of the things that I see in the vegan space, I'd say probably, I don't know, 90% is female, which as a single guy, I don't mind. But you know, it's like where the bros at, man? You know, it's like we don't have to stick to this whole we're meat and potatoes, man, and we're just gonna die sooner. I guess I don't know. It's just you know I don't know if we're just stuck on our ways or whatever, or we think if we're not having meat and potatoes, we're less of a man or not capable or I have no idea, but I would like to see more men speak up and you know go ahead and start leading the way for others to follow. So thank you for watching this incredibly long wrap up. I guess the 5-second version was finish the 21-day vegan challenge. I feel fantastic. I'm gonna keep going. It's been a blast, and I'm constantly looking for more stuff, more recipes, and more things in the vegan space to improve my life. And I hope that you will try the 21-day challenge, or if you're already a vegan, congratulations. And thank you for watching. Check out veganproject.net for more information. Again, I'm Jason, and I will talk to you later. Thank you.